Adobe Acrobat Studio, your new foundation. Use PDF spaces to generate a presentation. Grab your docs, your permits, your moves. AI levels up your pitch, gets it in a groove. Choose a template with your timeless cool. Come on now, let's flex those tools. Draft, design, deliver, make it sing. AI builds the deck so you can build that thing. Do that, do that, do that with Acrobat.
Learn more at adobe.com/do-that-with-Acrobat.
Hey, John Stamos and Cologuard here. So look, you're 45 or older and at average risk. You know what? That probably means it's time for colon cancer screening. Look, it doesn't start at 55 or 50 or even 46. If you're 45, you've got to prioritize getting screened because if it's found early, it's highly treatable. So get going. See if Cologuard is the right test for you.
In 2005, two brothers hit the road in search of their father and wound up fighting demons, angels, monsters, and fate itself.
Over the next 15 years, Supernatural became more than just a TV show. It became a family with one of the most passionate fan bases in the world.
I'm Rob Benedict. I played Chuck Shirley. You might also know me as God.
And I'm Richard Speight Jr. I played Loki, the Trickster, and Gabriel. And I also directed more than a few episodes.
Now, we spent years making this show, but we never actually sat down to watch every single episode in order until now.
And that means that each week we're watching Supernatural from the beginning, now diving into Season 8, the year of purgatory, prophets, and the pursuit to close the gates of hell. And we'll be joined by cast, writers, directors, and the crew who help bring each episode to life.
You'll hear behind-the-scenes stories, our honest reactions, and maybe learn a little about how television gets made along the way.
Now, I'm warning you, there are gonna be spoilers. And remember, this is our first time truly watching the series, so if we miss a detail or don't remember what happens 3 seasons from now, well, that's part of the fun.
So join us as we keep the engine running, hit the open road, and fall even deeper in love with Supernatural. Hey everybody, it's Rob Benedict.
And Richard Speight Jr.
We are talking about Season 8, Episode 20, Pac-Man Fever.
Do you remember that hit track, Rob?
Pac-Man Fever.
Do you remember it?
I don't remember the song.
There was a song called Pac-Man Fever, gobble, 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 and it had all the sound effects in the game in it. Yeah.
Wow.
Rob and I are, even if you don't remember the song, I know you remember the game that took over the world.
Yeah. I remember
Pac-Man.
I remember Pac-Man Fever. I still remember the song Pac-Man Fever.
Yeah, that was a huge deal. Imagine how boring that game would be now in today's game landscape.
Well, I've played it. I don't know. I love it when there are like they have arcade bars.
Yeah.
I always go look for Ms. Pac-Man was the game I liked.
What was the difference between the two aside from the characterization?
A little more fluff. I don't know. Ms. Pac-Man. It was just like that was the game where I was like, that one I know. That one I knew how to play pretty well.
I was terrible at all of them.
I wasn't great. My brother was really good. I just like to watch him play. I was never great at video games, but I love them.
Yeah.
But hey, that brings us back to Supernatural. And we want to say thank you, everyone, for listening to our podcast every week. We really appreciate you.
It means a lot. I know a lot of times you think, oh, Rob and Rich, they don't care. Well, you're wrong. We all care. We're all very grateful.
Well, this was a great one.
It's a good one. And I think what we should do is probably, let's start off with a summary. You want to do that?
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. Dean awakens in a strange retro-style office building in the 1950s, dressed as an army officer. The halls are littered with bloody bodies, and he searches for answers. Monstrous creatures begin to close in on him.
Cool shots. I immediately knew we had one of our humdinger directors because that aerial shot where you see the lights hanging, but you can't see the ceiling because the camera is in the ceiling position moving down the hallway. I'm like, oh, somebody's good. You know,
and the shadows,
and it's Bob Singer.
Yeah, and I guessed it.
You did.
I play that game every time I guess the director, but I did not know it was going to be a Robbie Thompson episode. And I was like, ooh, okay, all right, we're doing some funky stuff.
Now, here's a question. In hindsight, we knew it was a Felicia Day episode because we had booked her as a guest. Did you?
Yeah.
In hindsight, maybe we should have assumed. Did Robbie? Were all Charlie episodes Robbie episodes?
No, but a couple of them.
He created the character, though.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So he created the character, and I think he did the LARPing episode.
Yeah.
And he did this episode. But I don't know. I feel like she did some without him too.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah, because she comes back later and he didn't write then.
Oh, right. All right. Later on. But it was what we've watched so far, he has done 3
I
of
think
them.
you're right. Yeah, I think what we watched so far is it's all Robbie.
Yeah, that's cool.
Other than that, I knew nothing about this episode.
Same. Nothing. And none of it looked familiar when it started. I wasn't like, oh, it's this one. I'm like, I don't.
All right. Well, I was intrigued because they referenced my first episode and the Carver Edlund books.
So I literally, and I'm not kidding, I thought, was Rob in this? I
thought so too. I was like, wait, am I in this episode? I really thought the same thing.
Goes to show you how long it's been since we did the show. They're like,
yeah, you'd think that I'd know.
Did I star in this?
24 hours earlier, Sam is deteriorating from the trials to close the gates of hell.
Sammy really looks like crap. I'm going to say right now.
I didn't want to, honestly, that's when I avoid Sam, when he's in that kind of mood.
I don't think he's in a mood. He looks bad.
He seems like a little bit of a mood. Because every time Dean asks him what's wrong, he's like, well, I'm fine.
You know, it was a good bit.
What?
Did you laugh at the beer bit? I thought the beer bit was funny.
Beer.
When Dean throws him a beer and he doesn't even try to catch it and it flies past him and lands on the ground.
Oh, yeah. Hilarious. And also, the punch bit really made me laugh.
Oh, the punch bit was super funny. You're missing a step because I clonk.
Conk.
That was good.
All right, so 24 hours earlier, Sam's hurting, but he's determined to keep going and search for Kevin Tran. He is physically weak, we can tell.
Yeah.
And Dean insists he stay behind, but he's in a real mood.
He's in a mood, but you know what? He can't fire a weapon.
Yeah. Doesn't even hit the target.
No.
At that moment, Charlie Bradbury emails them with a case nearby and meets them near the Men of Letters bunker. The boys show her inside and she's impressed.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
So when they showed the computer, Sam walks by his computer and he looks down at his computer and hits, I have an email. It looked like there was security cam footage on his computer of like a classroom or something.
What was that?
Do you have any idea what that was?
No clue. Charlie reveals she's been following their exploits through the Carver Edlund books and has taken an interest in hunting. That's kind of cool that she's a fan. Yeah. I wonder if Felicia knows that I played Carver Edlund.
Well, you could spring it on her in the middle of our interview.
I could, except that she brings news of a strange death involving liquefied internal organ. Since Sam is in no shape to hunt, Charlie insists on accompanying Dean. Despite her enthusiasm, she's clearly nervous in the field.
In the range, she's great.
Yeah.
In the office, not so great.
But yeah, in the office, she struggles to maintain her FBI cover and composure during the investigation. It's funny, though. It's fun.
I would say struggling is a nice way of putting it. She holds the thing upside down.
She's struggling. She's clearly not great at it. At the coroner's office, they meet a suspicious medical examiner named Jennifer. At the first, I didn't think she was suspicious. I just thought she was doing her job.
I didn't think she was suspicious. I just thought she was cosplaying Charlie. She had the same hair color, and
she did kind of look like her older sister or something. Refuses to show them the bodies without proper credentials.
I don't think it's a bad thing to follow the rules, by the way.
Exactly. And when she's not, and Dean was like, "Can you just do us a favor?" And she's like, "No." When you have your thing.
Yeah, I pull that old creepy crap.
It was nice to see her. Someone finally,
stand up to Dean. Say no. Yeah. Bring in the Form 5-19, and then we'll have a conversation. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
So they leave, planning to break in later. Meanwhile, another victim is discovered by local teens. The cadaver explodes on them.
It's always local teens.
Yeah, and it's always exploding cadaver. When Dean and Charlie investigate the new crime scene, Sam unexpectedly is there first, having ignored Dean's orders to rest. He tests himself as a shot. He's still a bad shot, but he goes anyway.
Yeah.
He's in a mood. Witnesses mention a strange blue handprint, and suspicion grows. Dean heads to the coroner's office alone, but finds Sam and Charlie already inside. While Charlie distracts Jennifer, Sam and Dean discover the bodies have already been cremated. Sam discovers the blue handprint on the victim is a sign of a rare Djinn, but we're going to say Jinn variant.
Djinn.
Djinn. Do you remember when we first talked about Djinns?
Djinn? Yeah. I remember you go, if you just had the band singing, if you could only see how good, then it would be gin and tonic.
Right. Or that great Snoop Dogg song.
Gin and juice.
Back at the bunker, they confirm the creature is a djinn that feeds on fear through dream states, marked by blue eyes and handprints. Charlie suddenly leaves, acting strangely.
Remember the Gollum episode with Adam Rose?
Yes.
If there had been a gin in that episode, they could have titled the episode Gin and Jews.
Okay. My walkaway from that is that it took you 3 sentences to come up with that.
I know. Give me a second.
Yes, you're right, sir. You're right. It would be called that. At her apartment, it's revealed she's secretly funneling money to support a comatose patient named Gertrude Middleton. Her mother who has been in a coma since a car accident years earlier. Before Charlie can process anything, Jennifer appears, revealing herself as a djinn, capturing her. What did you think when you saw Felicia's older sister as the djinn?
I thought they were setting her up for something. I thought, maybe it was a one-off in the FBI thing. When she came back, I'm like, okay, I think there's this character is going to turn into somebody.
I thought for a second it was going to be a love interest for her or something.
Well, I thought what was going to happen was the opposite. I thought Charlie trying to distract the lady was going to accidentally give the other lady the false impression that Charlie was flirting with her.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Charlie's going to have to go, oh, no, I'm spoken for.
Dean tracks Charlie to her apartment and uncovers the connection to her mother. Realizing the djinn is targeting Charlie's emotional vulnerabilities, they locate an abandoned warehouse where she's being held. They find her unconscious, already trapped in a djinn-induced dream. How many djinn-induced dreams have you had, buddy?
I had one last night.
If I had a nickel. Dean kills Jennifer, but Charlie doesn't wake.
I wanted to bring JC over and be like, see, I'm not the only one who has djinn-induced dreams.
Dean kills Jennifer, but Charlie doesn't wake after they give...
During the day?
But Charlie doesn't wake after they give her an anecdote.
An anecdote? They told a funny story?
Did I say anecdote?
That's what it sounded like.
Antidote.
They could have regaled her with a little story. Maybe they would have woken her right up.
Antidote. To save her, Dean uses a potion to enter Charlie's dream. Inside, this episode has so many fun little bits, and this is a good one. Inside, he finds himself in the same 1950s horror scenario. So now we're back there.
By the way, just to circle back, that's where Dean gets punched by Sam. That's the funny.
That's the moment, where he punches him and he says, "Wow, you really are listening." Poof, and punches him.
Really funny.
It's an uppercut. The second one's an uppercut.
Yeah.
So he reveals that he's in a video game that Charlie created years earlier. Charlie appears as a hardened, eye-patch-wearing warrior guiding Dean through the levels of the dream, where they're fighting off monsters, it says here, but I don't know, they look like zombies to me.
Well, I guess zombies are monsters,
Sure.
Not all rectangles are squares, but a square is a rectangle.
All right. As they fight off the monsters, Dean realizes the dream isn't sustained by fear of the creatures, but by Charlie's deeper emotional trauma. The patient she's trying to protect is her mother, symbolizing her inability to let go of guilt over the accident that left her mother comatose.
Right.
Charlie confesses to Dean she had called her parents to pick her up that night, blaming herself for what happened. She kept her mother alive all these years, hoping for a chance to apologize. Meanwhile, in the real world, Sam confronts and kills a second djinn, which we didn't realize, but it's revealed in the dream that there's a second djinn.
Right, and was that djinn one of the college kids?
That's what I was going to ask you.
I didn't recognize him. I thought he might have been one of the kids with the exploding fat guy, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe it was, but it turns out it was that woman's son. But I don't know if that's...
Yeah, but we don't know if that kid was one of the random college kids.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a little confusing.
We don't think it was. All right, good.
So Sam fights this djinn, and though the effort nearly kills him due to his weakened condition.
Yeah.
Back in the dream, Dean encourages Charlie to confront her guilt and let go. When she does, dropping her weapon and releasing her fear, the dream collapses, and both she and Dean awaken.
Yeah, I have a question. When they awaken, and Charlie's visibly emotional, and Dean goes, "I'm sorry, what was he sorry for? I didn't understand."
Well, I don't know. At first I thought maybe her mom died, but I don't know. I don't really know what he apologized for.
I thought the same thing. I thought maybe mom, died. Her letting go, it meant mom would die in the real world. I just didn't understand that moment.
Maybe that is what it is at the end of the episode. Is that what's going to happen? She goes back to say goodbye to her mom. I don't know, man. I don't know. So afterward, Charlie prepares to leave. She reassures Sam that he'll survive the trials and tells Dean she's heading to visit her mother. In an emotional goodbye, she tells Dean she loves him. Inspired, Charlie goes to the hospital and reads The Hobbit to her mother like her mom did to her as a child.
So how did you take the I love you? Aside from the obvious reference to Star Wars.
I'll tell you later in the interview what my thoughts are on it.
I know we talk about it, but I think right now, just as a viewer, when you're watching it, you're not analyzing it. Is it sibling?
What I said in the interview is what my thoughts were about it.
It's sibling-ish?
Yes, it's not romantic.
No.
The last thing it is romantic. It's to me, It's a sibling. It's a connection. What did you think? Do you think there was a little romance in it?
I only thought it was one of those in a different world, under different circumstances type, maybe sprinkled on it.
I didn't get that at all. But
Dean doesn't date well, and I feel like she's his equal in many ways, and I think that makes her a cool buddy.
Yeah. And also Charlie's gay, so it doesn't really...
Right, that's right. I said a different time, different world, different situation, different, you know. But yeah, no, I mean, you're right. You're right.
That was my take was it was completely platonic, but...
Yeah, I am with you.
So back at the bunker, Dean comforts Sam, gives him a big hug, determined to finish their mission and find Kevin.
Yeah.
What a nice, that was a nice ending to that episode.
Wholesome episode. Wholesome.
Well, Rich, what were your thoughts? Truly.
I enjoyed it. I always enjoy Felicia Day on screen. I enjoy her character, and they give her a lot to play with, and she does a great job with it. Just a couple things that I couldn't figure out that one thing why Dean apologized. I also was a little confused on why she was hiding, why she was in town from those dudes. I mean, I guess it was because she wants to keep that mom thing to herself.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, I guess. And why does she have all the different passports?
She's a hunter. I think she had said
right.
She'd gotten into hunting, I assume. Of course, she wouldn't tell them everything. But I was just midweek going to a fan convention, and Sam figures that out. I don't know. It was such an innocent reason to be there. And I don't know. I guess it just, that was it. She just didn't want to share her emotional journey with those guys, which I guess makes total sense.
Yeah, she's just being private, I guess.
Right. So let's see. In terms of beard-wise, what I think.
Did you already do your RRR?
Oh, no. Thank you, Robert. Oh. Rob and Rich. Ratings. If you have a beard ready to go, I'd say fire at will.
Well, I was thinking last night. Actually, I watched it and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Robbie Thompson is such a good writer. I had a couple questions, but I don't think that's the episode. I think that's me in my dim head.
Me as well, because as you hear, I have a couple questions.
Like I can hear people shouting at the podcast, like it was this. But I loved it. I think Felicia it was such a great episode for her.
Yeah,
such a great character and a good actress. But my thought was it was a great ending. There were no loose ends. It felt like a nice, tidy, well put together episode. So what's a nice, tidy, well put together beard? You know what I mean? George Michael?
Dude, I was literally about to say George Michael. That was exactly, not for me, but when you said that, like nice, tight, well put together beard.
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's exactly.
Okay, that's funny. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'll go with the George Michael, yeah.
George Michael. Okay. I'm going to go, I'm not that far afield from you. Mine's not quite as well put together, the beard reference, but it's a cool beard. It suited the gentleman who wore it. And I'm going to go with the circa 69 John Bonham.
Ooh.
John Bonham from Becoming Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin.
Documentary that I just watched.
Wow.
I'm going to go with John Bonham, early Bonham.
Great.
It's a cool beard, kind of rock and roll, a little scruffy, a little messy, not perfect, but a darn fine facial hair representation.
Amazing. All right. Well, that's good.
A lot of comedy in this one. Comedy really strong in this episode.
Great comedy. I love the nerdy stuff. It really appeals to me.
Yeah.
The video game stuff. And I like the references to Carver Edlund and the whole...
I bet you did. You know, it'd be cool, and it's a bummer. I usually don't complain on the air, but it's a shame we don't have somebody closely tied to this episode to interview, because that would have been helpful and insightful, you know.
Well, you know, Richard, I hate to disappoint you, but we actually do have someone that was the perfect person to interview for this episode.
Who?
Felicia Day.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So during just 5 minutes ago when you said we can ask her when we interview her today.
You know I don't have a short-term memory. Don't do that.
You have the opposite. You have like you're clairvoyant, but then you forget what you predicted.
I remember what I had for lunch in Pittsburgh in '74. And my waitress's name, but I don't know.
That's true. Well, nevertheless, one of our favorite people, Felicia Day, is back. And here's our conversation with Felicia. Felicia, thank you so much for joining us again. What a great episode this is for you.
It is. I have to tell you, I don't remember some of it, but you'll remind me.
I'm sure we will
as well. I remember using a gun.
Yeah.
Having a devastating acting moment where I had to go to therapy after. This was a good episode.
Yeah. I mean, you got to cry, you got to look sexy, you got to be the sort of hero. Like there are times with Charlie where I feel like they're gonna make her one of the regulars. You know, it's gonna be the brothers and her.
I mean, that was my thought all the time.
Yeah.
I was always waiting for that.
Yeah.
And then I died. I mean, spoiler alert.
I know. Well,
yeah.
I don't know. I know it's controversial. I was thinking last night, why would they ever kill this character off? And so I guess that's for another day. We'll discuss that, but
We'll find out.
Maybe you can get the scoop. Maybe you can get the BTS scoop.
Yeah.
We will never get the BTS scoop.
Yeah, they won't
No
tell
one will
us.
ever tell us.
No.
Well, that's too bad. I just know that it happened, and you just have to be like, I'm just glad to be an actor. I'm glad to have had a job.
Yeah. You also got to act in episodes that Robbie Thompson wrote. And I think Robbie's like one of the best writers to write on this show.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He is an incredible writer. He's so funny. The one thing I was really sad about that I didn't get to be in the musical episode that he wrote. I think it was 200.
Yeah. I do a cameo at the end of that one.
Ugh.
Yeah, Robbie's in that.
Yeah. But I don't get to sing or anything. But yeah.
You didn't get to sing?
No, I just do a cameo at the end as God, where I'm like,
But you're such a good singer. See,
I know, missed
again,
opportunity.
they need to do another musical.
I know.
They missed their window.
Just hold that thought. We're coming right back. Thank you for supporting Supernatural then and now. And now, back to the show. So online it says Robbie was on set for the shoot. Is that true?
I do remember him being there a couple days. I remember the scene with the elevator opening, and I come out and I have this large gun, and I'm kind of like Laura Crofting it.
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil / Laura Crofting it.
Oh, yeah.
And that was kind of a magical moment. He wasn't there the whole time.
Right.
We were directed by Bob, who I love.
Yeah, he's the best.
He's my favorite.
Yeah.
And I got to do a bunch of good stuff in here, but there was a very traumatic undercurrent to the episode with my mother.
Yeah.
It was very personal to me. I mean, I'm not going to dive into my relationship with my mother, but it definitely touched me in a way that was problematic, and I struggled with it.
Really?
And then there's the scene where I'm at the hospital bed in the dream world, and Jensen's there.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to get super upset and reveal all my truth to Jensen. And I was like really worried about the scene.
Right.
I really wanted it to be real. I don't know I'm not good at faking acting. I wish I could just learn it. Felicia, just fake it. Just do it.
That makes you a good actor.
I don't know about that, but I will say that sadly, when I was doing the first take, I was ready and I was like there and I'm so excited. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to work the way my mind wants it to. And one of the poor guys on the cart, the camera op, I think maybe the focus puller, his phone buzzed.
Oh no.
Right in the middle, right when I was about to start crying.
Oh God.
Oh no.
And I just lost it. I lost it. I flew out of my body. I was so traumatized that I completely shut down. I don't know if you guys have ever had this happen where you just literally just like, I'm gone. I don't know how to access anything that I was working on. It was the worst experience of my life. So what ended up on screen is fine. I don't know why I was killing myself, but
you have other moments. You have a moment at the end where you have tears.
I lost it.
Yeah.
When you say lost it, do you mean like you lost the connection, or you came unglued at the camera guy, or both?
Oh no, I didn't. I flew. So I have panic attacks. And I will disassociate from my body. So whenever I've ever tested for network, I walk in and I fly out of my body and I go on autopilot and I can't connect to my own body. Disassociate completely. It's much better now. I've worked on a lot of therapy. I've had a lot of therapy. But in this instance, I felt so violated. Not to throw the guy under the bus, but I was just like, I was so vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I just left my body. I couldn't recover.
Yeah.
So I went home and I sobbed for weeks. I could not sleep. I tormented myself about the scene. And I ended up having to go to act like an acting coach and therapy to get over it.
Wow.
To actually be like, I guess I can act again.
Wow.
Which is crazy because the next day I was so shame-filled because I love Bob and I didn't want to disappoint Bob. I was thinking about all the wrong things at the time. And that scene where I'm reading The Hobbit, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But I lost it in front of the camera in a way that I've never done even since. So it was the most organic.
But that was great for the role.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
But that scene before, oof.
We don't know what we didn't see. Like you have something in your mind, and I totally can respect that as an actor. We, as the viewer,
yeah.
I just saw you doing a great job playing the character as always. I wasn't at any point going like, No, yeah. There's not because the truth is truth for a viewer. So wherever you were in that moment, it translated as truth to us.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Rick, because I respect you as a director. You're a very good director. I rib you all the time. I treat you with such disrespect.
Well, you don't respect him as
you
don't respect him as a person, but as a director, you do.
No.
Not as a person, but your skills, very wonderful.
Right.
I appreciate that. And you're right. It's something I had to learn, actually. And even if I felt nothing, even if it's on the page that it's I'm being traumatized, like I need to live with the truth that I'm in the moment with. And I could have found a different way to do the dialogue, but I got stuck in a way that was a flight or fright, response. And it was very, very hard to get back on the wagon. So I think I did a fine job when I watched it back, but I was convinced before the episode aired, they were going to fire me. They're never going to have me back. Like,
wow. I know that feeling. It's the worst feeling when you finish a scene and you're like, that wasn't my best. Like I wish I could go back. And as a guest star, it's the hardest thing. And in a set full of a lot of men, it's hard to be, I would imagine it's hard to be like, hey, can I get one more? You know what I mean? It's got to be intimidating.
Yeah, I think that it is absolutely is, but also it's like, I think that panicked response of sort of like shutting down because I don't feel safe is something that I needed to learn to overcome, to be present and be like, wow, that really sucks. I need 5 minutes. Being able to advocate for myself and understand myself versus like this psychological ghosting of myself that I used to do a lot, and which prevented me from getting a lot of acting roles because the pressure would really get to me because I was so focused on what other people needed from me versus like, what do I need as a person?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
Well, after you and Rich go to lunch, I'd love to have it the same because I am so in the same boat.
Really?
That's 100% me. And I'm Mr. Panic Attack, so I don't know if you know me about it.
I have heard that from Ruth, and I am surprised about that because I'm always like, oh, Rob works all the time. He's so confident.
I just hope that's the conversation that Ruth's having.
Listen to Richard's laughter. That's it. That tells you everything.
I'm laughing that Ruth is the one telling her that. That's what I'm laughing about. She's like, yeah, that's what I heard from Ruth. I'm like, oh, thanks, Ruth.
Well,
thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ruth.
Isn't it funny how we can be completely different in our heads than the world sees us or we present?
So totally. And I think everybody is. And that's the thing. Most people are kind of freaking out on the inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Are they though, Rob?
I think a lot of people are.
I think all performers have a vulnerability that makes them engaging to watch. I think that's what makes an actor an actor is that vulnerability. And I think that vulnerability manifests itself in different ways in the actor. And, we're talking about anxiety. That could be anxiety. Sometimes it's weird mood swings. Sometimes it's joking. So, it shows up in different ways in different performers. But I think it's always present.
You're describing me to a T.
Well, I think I'm the... but you know what I'm talking about, Rob.
Yeah, of course,
you both do.
Yeah.
You're veterans. And you work with different actors. You're like, wow, look at their process. It's so different.
Yeah.
I wanted to circle back to something you said, Felicia, about, the page said. Now, obviously, we're all talking about Robbie Thompson, a great writer and one of our favorite people. This is not an indictment of Robbie Thompson's writing. But I think sometimes when a script tries to give you too specific a roadmap, it can be a mind screw for an actor.
Yeah.
If it says, Dave starts crying as soon as he hears the car start.
Yes.
It's like maybe Dave has an emotional reaction and we'll see what that is.
Yeah.
But I feel like when it's very specific, he laughs at that word or cry.
Yeah.
That's a little like, no, I got to be in that moment going through the scene and organically find what happens when that moment arrives.
Yeah.
As an actor. And because you can see there are plenty of actors that we know, separately or together, who can cry on cue. That doesn't make it emotionally satisfying to watch.
Yeah, agreed.
Having that skill in your, that arrow in your quiver is wonderful, but it doesn't make it honest.
No, there was a girl in one of my acting classes and she could turn it on like faucet, but you never really cared. You're like, oh, look, she's crying. Look at her
had
tricks.
The same thing in an acting class. Yeah, that was the one thing she could do in acting class. I was like,
it's
wow,
true.
That's cool.
She didn't work again. I looked her up.
Prove my point. There it is.
No, I mean, it's just complicated. I think it's just, you're right, Rich. It's like owning yourself and your performance and being like, I'm going to give myself the space to make this work for me versus like, I need to make this work for other people. Because that's when you're just forgetting yourself in the whole process. And what is the point of doing it then, right?
Right.
Right.
This episode's a lot about the guilt that Charlie carries. What do you think that revealed about her and how that influenced your depiction of her? Like the guilt thing was kind of new because before, you were constantly piecing together who this person is, right? The audience is.
Yeah. Well, she's very secretive.
Mm.
And it's kind of the great shame of her life and probably why she keeps everybody at arm's distance. And I think this is like the turning point of revealing this, especially with Dean, gives a sense of camaraderie because they're so lonely too, right? And they have so much trauma around their parents and the guilt that they aren't doing enough for people they can't save. So I think guilt is something that is kind of common to the show in general, but like having this be the great shame of her life. And I think something that drove her to be like, well, I'm just going to be a nomad. I'm not going to connect. I'm going to be a vigilante and take my anger out in ways that kind of sublimates what I'm actually feeling, which is really all the stuff that happened to my mom.
Right.
So, I mean, it's such a gift. Like Charlie was not just a guest star. She was like a regular in all the episodes that Robbie wrote.
Yeah.
I got one really great episode, later on in the Apocalypse world. But the ones that Robbie wrote, they were always like, wow, this is the main character. She has a life.
Yeah.
She is part of the ensemble. She's equal. And especially as a woman, you don't really see that in this world, especially, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what really people, this character was, got risen up to be an equal to the guys, and they treated her like that.
Yeah.
And that's what I think was the special magic of Charlie.
Yeah.
You said something interesting in the course of describing that. You said she has a life. That was very true and great about the character is we learned a lot about her.
Yeah.
We learned a lot about her story over the course of different episodes, her hobbies, her quirks, her likes, her dislikes, her journey, which is so uncommon for a guest star. To your point, it sort of elevated you out of the lineup of guest stars into a character we really got to know. And obviously your performance is what really elevated it, but they did give you some cool tools to play with. And I think that was really, really neat.
Yeah. And they sent me on my way several times, which I guess that just left the door open to what are we going to do with these characters later. But I think that also was tantalizing, just like, what is she going to go do?
Right.
Because she was so fully fledged out. It's like,
yeah.
What is Charlie doing now? She was such a cool character.
Yeah.
What is she doing in Oz?
Right.
What is she doing in all these episodes where we see her?
Right.
And then she leaves. It's like, whoa, why would you leave these guys? They're so hot and competent. And they're so
no one says that when they leave our podcast. I can tell you that right now. Nobody.
Come on, it's fine.
So you got to work with Bob Singer, who's directed more episodes than anybody, was the voice of the show through every showrunner, was a co-showrunner throughout, the godfather of the entire series. How was your experience with Bob Singer?
I love Bob. I think he directed me 3 times or 4 times.
Awesome.
And it was you just feel like you're set. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
There's no pressure. Like he was so kind and gentle. And he kind of after I had that meltdown, he was so nice. He kind of came over and he's like, how you doing? He's like, just try it again. He could tell that I was in a weird place, but he wasn't overly pushing at all. And I think that really helped. And actually it kind of didn't help because I wanted him to be proud of my performance. I really wanted him to like what I was doing.
Right.
Which is my best takes now that I've learned is I just go F you in my head before I roll because it's the only way I can actually unhook myself from trying to please other people behind the camera. So I have to do that mantra ever since then to separate myself from
F you to everybody else or to yourself?
Everybody, just the director, just in general,
F off.
And it's not personal. Yeah. It's just I gotta protect me now.
Yeah.
I gotta be
well, I think you're turning off your people pleasing, right? And then you're just doing what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. And it's so much more fun and it's so much better work.
Yeah. Well, that's why one of my favorite things is after they've got it, they're like, just have fun with this one. We always joke about that. But it actually is the best direction ever. You're like, great, we got it. Now I can just forget it and just, see what happens. And that's
exactly
a lot of times the best take. So your I love you moment to Dean was a huge moment, I know, for the fandom. And also just I thought that was really cool. What's your interpretation of what that line is or of their relationship? Because I have a thought about that moment, but What was your take?
Well, I will say that's the only time in my life I've ever been proud of my bangs.
You did have great bangs. You did great bangs.
I've never had bangs that I liked before. And I don't know what they were doing when they were styling it. I don't know if it was a special haircut. No idea. But I'm like, your hair looks great in this episode. They did an amazing job. So kudos to the hair department and makeup too. Always amazing people.
Yes.
Yeah, it was real. I think it was a moment where we understood each other. We understood we were coming from, and we had a connection that wouldn't just disappear.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would. I mean, and I don't know how many times do people in a non-romantic way say that to Dean, Dean or the guys.
Totally. That's what was really cool about it. Really special about that moment.
The vulnerability. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It was like a sister. It was a friend. But I also love to me, him saying, I know, it's a call out to Star Wars. And I felt like there was that element too, where like he met you on Charlie level. I don't know. There was something about him saying that was like a perfect thing to say back. You know what I mean?
Like he's playing with the genre on purpose.
Because he speaks her language. To Charlie, that's everything.
Language,
Charlie would be like, you get it,
Yeah.
But again, the guys are usually on their own level. Not that they're like better than anybody, but it's just like they're isolated. They're in their own world, right?
Yeah.
And so for them to kind of come and join Charlie in that, you kind of learned about his pop culture knowledge. He is teasing.
Yeah.
It's like a little sister moment.
Well, there's also a moment earlier in the script that sort of mirrors that as well when you say to them, like, you guys are coming to the Renaissance Fair at July, right? That is a circle back, and they're like, oh, heck yeah, it's in the calendar.
Exactly. Like, wouldn't miss it.
And I love that because that spoke to a connection that we never saw on TV.
Yes.
Meaning, like, you guys have communicated about something else before we're now seeing you, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I didn't even think about that. You're right.
You, Felicia, have things in common with Charlie. And one of them is the video game, your love of video games, and how that's a part of your personality. And what came first? Was that a coincidence? Did Robbie write that in?
Robbie always told me that Charlie was just him. He just wrote himself into the script.
That's hilarious.
And then he just happened to make her a girl.
Clever.
So, I mean, I don't know how big a gamer Robbie is, but I think that, the Felicia Day type was what they were going to cast.
Right.
A Felicia Day type. And then Sarah was like, let's get Felicia. And he's like, what?
Right.
That's too on the nose.
Yeah.
Believe me, there have been Felicia Day types that have gone to other people. I've had it happen.
I'm sure.
Which is very enraging.
I'm sure. Such is the business.
Such is the business. But I think I think he's really nerdy, and he has a genuine love and a kindness to him that I think I have in my life as well. And his love of nerddom kind of, crossed over. And I think he probably played up the video game stuff just because of me, or maybe thinking about me as a character. But as far as her voice and her attitude and her, all of that, it was just Robbie.
Right.
And that's why I love Robbie so much, because we are kind of the same.
Yeah. Well, we love him too. And, I was fortunate enough to work on a couple of his episodes. Rich has known him since college, Rich?
Robbie was just out of college, and I'm a couple years older than Robbie, but I met him when he was like 22.
Yeah.
That's wild, dude.
Known him forever.
So of all the Charlie episodes, where does this one rank, do you think?
Oh, boy. I mean, oof.
That's a tough call.
I think it's really solid. Good. I don't know. It's really a solid episode. I love the first episode. I love the LARPing episode. I love the Wizard of Oz episode. I love this one. I mean, I think because of the trauma, I can't love it as much because and this is completely self-inflicted trauma. Right. I will tell you, this is me getting into sort of a ruminating spiral that was, and I think it was not necessarily that. It was because I was in the middle of running a company that was not a good fit for me as far as just burning me out to the point where I literally was not mentally healthy. And so going to the Supernatural set and being an actor and kind of leaving the responsibility behind, this was my solace, this was my joy. And the fact that I felt I failed the one place that gave me happiness was, I think, more impactful. So it was kind of an overall mental health place that I wasn't in a good space. And this kind of exacerbated it. And I don't blame the focus puller. I don't blame anybody, but me not being able to sort of cope and be kind to myself and put things in perspective.
Yeah, it didn't make it the best experience personally.
Yeah, but when I looked it back, I looked so cool.
Exactly.
The bangs, really.
The bangs.
You know, I mean, it's about
looking
the bangs.
back, the bangs.
The bangs.
No, but looking
the
back
gun.
and listen to the way that you talk about it now, like what a great sort of touch tone for you to go like, wow, that's the space I was in. And we as fans still love it and love your work in it. I think it's top notch. So
super
so
fun.
much.
Also, I love the montage joke when he shuts off the phone music and you're like, montage.
Oh, it's so good. I forgot that's in that episode.
montage. That was
That's a fun bit.
Yeah.
That episode is actually great. And I will say the Hobbit thing is probably the best. I mean, that's the
And by the way, my dad, when I was
wonderful
young,
thing I'm proud of. So whatever.
my dad read me The Hobbit as well.
Stop. Really?
When I was really little. Yeah. Like The Hobbit. Like that's how I know The Hobbit. Anyway, that's great too. And that scene with your mom at the end. Did you meet that woman?
She was just laying in the bed, man. She was laying in the bed. I didn't actually talk to her.
I was going to make a joke with Rich. Was up for that.
I read for it.
He was up for that part.
Yeah, he read for a woman in bed.
I tried not to connect with her because I wanted her to seem like she was kind of dead in that bed.
Yeah,
Sure.
That makes sense.
And that was really traumatic for me. Like it was very real.
Yeah.
To look at her and just imagine having to let her go and this being my life and my only sort of advocate in the world. Like it was just so well written.
Yeah.
And yes, you're right. Like, but these things happen. And now that I think about it, there's so many good scenes in that. It has to be top 3.
Oh, there you go.
Ugh.
There you go. You're
It's a good one.
here, folks.
It's a good one.
All right. Well, we appreciate you so much talking to us. Before we let you go, your new graphic novel came out yesterday, March 17th.
Yes.
The Lost Daughter of Sparta.
On St. Patrick's Day.
Totally appropriate to have a Greek mythology-based graphic novel come out on St. Patty's Day, right?
So
Yeah, and I stepped on you saying the title, Robbie. Say the title again.
It's called The Lost Daughter of Sparta. It's about the youngest sister of Helen of Troy. And it's a hero's journey about a girl trying to live authentically in this life. And it's really important. It's a love story. And I kind of wrote it for Supernatural fans in mind.
Oh, wow.
You know, especially, I did. There's a type of fan who comes up and they're just, you could tell that they're on the edge of being able to be who they are in the mainstream world. And it's hard. And I just want to give them strength that it's worth it. And there's people around you who will support you.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
And it's a graphic novel. The illustrator Rowan McCall, is that someone you worked with or knew before?
No, I just found her on the internet. I
amazing.
looked through like hundreds and hundreds of artists in this Visible Women hashtag that Kelly Sue DeConnick, a very famous comic writer, compiled on Twitter when it was a thing. And I found Rowan's work. I was looking for something really specific, something like really raw and real and a little bit different than, because I didn't want it to seem super YA. It's like I would recommend 13 and up because it does have a romance in it, and kids before that kind of eye roll about romance. But, you know, it's very, very feminist, has a lot of anger underneath, but also it's just about like society and how they like want a lot from you. It's kind of goes back to what you said about people pleasing. You know, this
Right.
character goes on a journey and she's trying to belong to people who don't appreciate her.
Right.
And in her journey, she discovers that she's important too. And so actually it ties into this episode really well.
That's amazing. How perfect.
That's really, really cool.
And so there's a little bit of you in there. There's a little bit of Felicia.
Oh, there's a lot of,
Yeah.
there's a lot of me in this character because, you know, I was a homeschooled kid and I didn't really understand how the world worked or how men treated women until I was like out in the wider world. And I realized, oh, they think I'm something that I'm not, and they're not treating me like an equal. And, you know, it's the same thing with Hollywood. Hollywood wants something from you, right? And you're constantly trying to change yourself to please all these people. And really your happiness is where you dig in and say, I am great the way I am. Who wants to meet me here? So I wrote it at the very beginning of COVID.
Oh, wow.
It was kind of like my release valve to, I could do something not Hollywood oriented.
That's awesome. That is so great.
You are just, you have such a flurry of talents, my friend. It's so cool.
Oh, thanks. Well, I didn't know you had a country band. Now I'm like, you're so
Rich.
much more impressive to me.
Well, there you go. I was saving it for now. Once I knew I screwed up lunch, I thought I could whip out the country band bit. It's awesome having you on here. Your character is a big impact player in the whole series, and you are a big impact player in life in general. So,
well, thank you. I'll
you
come
for
back
coming
on
and talking to
anytime,
us.
man. You guys have me chat about something else.
I can't wait.
We will.
Can't wait to have you back.
Oh, we will.
Okay, bye, guys.
Hey there, this is Jared Padalecki, and I hope you're enjoying the episode. But we gotta pull over for a second for some messages. Hey, guess what? We're back.
Well, that was fantastic.
On a book tour. Just fancy pants McGee
My
over there.
goodness, just
I mean, she is something else.
just stopping in New York.
Always doing something. Always starting a company, launching a game, writing a book, starring in a show. She's quite the woman about town when it comes to being a artist of all stripes.
That she is. And now your country group has a new fan.
Hopefully, it hangs in the balance. We have to wait. I'm sure she'll give me a scathing review next time I hear her.
All
next
right,
time I
well,
hear her, next time I see her.
next time you remember you're having lunch with her.
Yeah, that was a whoopsie. That was a whoopsie. She literally texted me. I'm like, wait, so where you want to meet? I'm like, Franklin, Tennessee. Do you happen to be?
You forgetting you had a
Tennessee?
lunch?
I forgot. I was all the way in Nashville, and I forgot.
Never in my wildest would I ever imagine.
Have you ever forgotten that you had a lunch? You love lunch, though. Like, I get it.
I love remembering when I have plans with people. And you love mythology.
I do. You know why? It's mythological. Mythology! 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 Mythology.
The Djinn were first introduced in season 2, episode 20. So we're going to chat a bit about dream hacking. Rich?
Oh, are we? While dream hacking only exists in fiction, or so we'd have you believe, here are a few real-world theories that come darn close. Robert?
The first one is influence.enter. Research like targeted dream incubation, TDI, from the MIT Media Lab shows that you can nudge someone's dream content using sounds, words, or smells during sleep. But this only works if the person is already participating and aware. It's not external hacking.
Wait a minute. TDI from MIT? OMG, TMI. LOL.
Targeted dream incubation. So basically, before you fall asleep, I'm like, hey, I'm going to make popcorn. And so the smell from the popcorn is going to go into your dream, and then you dream about popcorn?
Huh? Try it next time I'm dozing off.
Okay.
Communicate with lucid dreamers. Great band from the 80s, the Lucid Dreamers.
Great band.
In rare experiments, lucid dreamers have responded to researchers in real time using eye movements or facial signals. This shows a two-way bridge exists, but it's extremely basic. More like tapping Morse code than entering their dream world.
So far, I'm not buying any of this. I'm not buying it at all.
You know, this TDI from MIT sounds like a load of BS to MOI.
The last one is shared stimuli, similar dreams. Some studies suggest that people exposed to the same inputs, music, stories, environments, before they sleep may report thematically similar dreams. That's not shared dreaming, just similar priming. This is all BS.
What I say, whatever. I don't want to test this one because I don't want Rob to expose his input.
Oh, exposed to the same inputs.
I don't want you to expose any inputs or outputs.
Well, I don't want any of my inputs exposed. No.
Certainly not if they're similar.
No, not if you...
Well, I would rather never know if we have similar inputs. You know
Come
what
on,
I'm saying?
we're just going to do a test.
Just keep that to ourselves.
Keep your input exposed and don't worry about it.
Well, you know what? Those are all... that's not mythology. That's a load. A load. But now there's a new segment that maybe might fulfill its title, which is Fun Facts! Fun Facts! Fun Facts! Fun Facts.
This episode's title is a reference to the 1981 song Pac-Man Fever by Buckner and Garcia.
I wonder if that's our very own...
Brad Buckner?
Brad Buckner from Brad Buckner and Eugenie. Ross Lemming.
Very well might be.
Pac-Man Fever. I got it. A Pac-Man Fever. Rob's got it. Dean introduces himself and Charlie as FBI Special Agents Hicks and Ripley. Did you know who that was?
No.
Well, anytime you say Ripley, I think aliens.
Yeah, I did not.
So,
I didn't get that.
A reference to Dwayne Hicks. See, that's the part I didn't know the Hicks. Dwayne Hicks and Ellen Ripley in the 1986 film Aliens. So if it's Dwayne Hicks, was that Bill
Paxton?
Paxton, yeah. Paxton, was it Paxton?
I don't remember.
Did he play Dwayne Hicks? Who played Dwayne Hicks?
I don't know. I thought when they said Ripley, I thought Ripley's Believe It or Not. And then I thought, oh no, Talon, Mr. Ripley.
Oh, you really? Okay, yeah. I guess there are other Ripleys. I immediately go to Aliens. So.
Charlie's Nightmare is the game The Red Scare, set at Fort Brennan. But in reality, Red Dead Redemption, one of my favorite games, one of the best-selling games of 2012, also features a location called Fort Brennan. All right, that's probably that's where you got that from.
This episode highlights Charlie's preference for sci-fi, fantasy, and horror writers as aliases, in contrast to Sam and Dean's use of rock stars. Her passports feature names like Christine K. Le Guin, Anna Tolkien, and Susan Asimov. Clever combinations referencing authors and characters from those genres.
Very good. Jared Padalecki's parents appeared as extras in this episode.
I missed that.
I missed that completely. I would love to know what scene that's in.
Ah. According to Robbie Thompson, the episode was originally going to be set on a spaceship as part of a video game. Well, that would have been cool.
That would have been really cool. Guys.
Girls.
Great episode.
Just an episode. I mean, and what a great interview with Felicia Day.
Yeah.
With whom I could speak for hours upon hours.
Yes, same.
If she weren't jetting across the country, being a famous auteur.
In all seriousness, I loved the interview with Felicia. I loved how her candor.
Yeah, that was cool.
About her personal struggles and how it went into the character. I thought that was really, really cool.
Very much so.
All right. Well, here we go through the end of season 8, everyone.
Getting close.
See you on the next one. This episode of Supernatural features Jared Padalecki as Sam Winchester, Jensen Ackles as Dean Winchester.
Guest stars include Felicia Day, Linda Boyd, Leanne Adachi, Nick Ekren, Manny Jacinto, and Ray Fedorchik.
Pac-Man Fever was written by Robbie Thompson, directed by Robert Singer.
Edited by Nicole Baer, music by Jay Greska.
Assistant hairstylist, Francis Smith.
Executive produced by Robert Singer and Jeremy Carver.
Supernatural was created by Eric Kripke.
This episode featured the following songs: Night Hop by Benny Carter and his orchestra.
And Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves.
This episode originally aired on April 24th, 2013.
And this episode of Supernatural Then and Now was hosted and executive produced by Richard Spade Jr. and Rob Benedict.
Produced by Stephen Hine, written by Stephen Hine and Haida Holscher.
And edited and associate produced by Trey Booty.
I'm walking on booty! Woo! And don't feel good!
Music provided by Tim Wynn.
This episode was recorded with the help of Sonic Fuel Studios.
This podcast is from Story Mill Media.
Follow the podcast on Instagram and YouTube at SPN Then and Now.
And become a member of the podcast to get early access, chat rooms with other podcast fans, and video interviews at patreon.com/SPN Then and Now. If Steve doesn't know, nobody knows.
I bet you everybody listening to this podcast knows.
Jesus Christ.
This is why, just so if people wonder, they're like, why do they keep Rob on the roster? This is why.
Oh my God, I'm holding this show together.
You're the glue. You're the glue.
I'm holding it together.
A lot of times people don't know, like, why do you call Robbie Horsehoof? Because he's the glue.
I mean, I know you like that, Rich. So
it's kind of my thing.
Rob
man.
is a sweet man.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rob
Thank you
Rob
for
is
pointing me
sensitive,
out.
but not me.
He's the sweet, sensitive one.
Yeah.
You're the one like,
He's the
hit me again, mama.
Bingo.
Rich, are you paying
Rich.
attention?
If you
Are
could
we
get
doing
on the
a podcast
microphone,
with
that
you?
would be amazing.
I would love to.
Okay.
There we go. Sorry, I had to.
What are you doing? Are you ordering DoorDash? What's going on?
No, I'm just trying to keep my kids from getting in trouble at school.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, nothing. Just, life with teenage boys.
Can we talk about how Rich stood me up for breakfast?
What?
It was lunch.
All right. Let's hear this story.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
It was 1978.
I thought we were recording. Are we not?
Yeah, we're
We are,
recording.
we are,
But
we
I want to
are.
know this
Oh,
story.
right.
Why did Rich stand you up for lunch? This is the most important question we have.
He comes up to me and she's like, hey, when are we having this lunch? We've had to delay several times. I'm like, great,
We have.
put it in the calendar. And then that morning I text him. I was like, hey, are we still on for lunch today? He's like, are you in Nashville?
Because I
And I'm
forgot.
like, no.
I was in Nashville that week.
Wow.
What were you doing there?
I was recording music with my country band.
I didn't know you had a country band.
Have you ever seen my band in 30 years?
Yeah, I have.
Have you?
How dare
Have
you?
you?
First of all, we're not that old. We're only 35.
Story Mill Media.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Tap the banner to learn more and get a quote at USAA.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.